Hello, this is PLUK, language training, personalised tutoring to reach your goals. My name is Tom. Today we will be discussing oil and gas in Poland. I've got the vocabulary, which is translated into 3 different languages. Then we've got the text, which I will read, and then your homework will be to do the grammar exercises. So without further ado, let's start with the vocabulary introduction exercise. Oil well, an oil refinery, to come into existence, to come as a surprise, little by comparison, completely different, Russian pipeline, to break dependence, a geopolitical weapon, a necessary move, intent becomes reality, set to expire, contamination, existing inventories, a painstaking process. Now let's look at the text. Did you know that the first oil well in the world was built in the region of Poland in 1853 at Bubryka Field? Remember that Poland regained its independence in 1918. That's another thing. So when reading this text, remember about that. It was not an independent country back in 1853. However, this is where the first oil well was built, yes, in Bubryka Field, region of Poland. 1 year later, the first oil refinery came into existence in the same region. It may also come as a surprise to many that by 1900, the area of today's Poland was ranked 3rd in global oil production. Today, the country produces very little by comparison and is almost completely dependent on Russian pipelines for the supply of natural gas and oil. Back in the 19th century, Poland belonged to one of 3 partitions. Also remember about this when learning about Poland. The Russian Druzhba pipeline, referred to as the Friendship Pipeline, is the world's longest oil pipeline and in fact one of the biggest oil pipeline networks in the world. The road towards breaking dependence on Russian gas and oil is likely to be a long one, which will be based on geopolitical power games and tricky negotiations. However, many experts claim that it is a necessary move and it's now time the intent became a reality. This is because many believe that Russia has been using its monopoly on energy supplies as a geopolitical weapon. At the moment of writing, Poland consumes about 17 BCM of natural gas from Russia's state-owned company, Gazprom. I think 17 billion cubic meters, yes, BCM. That's a lot. However, the contract with Gazprom is unlikely to be prolonged. Disruptions in gas supply have played a part in this decision, and because the contract is set to expire in 2022, Poland is intent on finding alternative sources. In December 2018, Poland's state-owned gas and oil company, PGNiG, signed several contracts that are set to guarantee supplies of liquefied natural gas from the US of A. Okay. In January 2019, PGNiG obtained 3 production licenses, 4 locations off the waters of Norway. In April 2019, Poland halted oil deliveries from the Druzhba pipeline due to its contamination with organochlorine compounds. Since then, Russia's 2 Polish clients, Lotus with its refinery in Gdańsk and PKN Orlen with its refinery in Płock, had been forced to rely on Baltic Sea supplies, seaborne supplies, and PKN Orlen too. So they had to rely on seaborne supplies from the Baltic Sea. This is the so-called beef-free oil field in the Baltic Sea, and existing inventories. In June 2019, Poland resumed Druzhba oil imports, claiming to have introduced a new system of standardized and permanent crude oil quality control. Whether the introduction of recent initiatives will reshape the market in the future, lessen Poland's dependence on Russia, and maybe even create a regional gas hub in Poland, remains to be seen. What is certain, however, is that independence can be a long, painstaking, or even a perpetual process. So a never-ending one. Just goes on forever and ever. Good. Grammar, that's your homework. And thank you for listening. My mail, plukdevelopment@gmail.com.